And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grade A Flicks channel. As Grade A Fantasy will give you his Week 7 top picks and plays at the running back position for the main slate on FanDuel. Let's get right into it. I'm loving the top two options. To me, the top two options, even though Jordan Mason is dealing with an injury, I don't like the fact that he's going against KC, so I'm skipping between him. I love these two options. I'm not going to lie, I'll try to get either a combination of Barkley, Kyren, or even Mixon. But let's start with Barkley. Barkley, worth every penny, big narrative revenge game against the Giants. Going to New York. What do I see here? I see him definitely paying off. His salary. As you can see, just the usage is just crazy. I think because of the narrative, you're looking at touches in that first 2 week range. And maybe with a little incentive, I think total touches, as you can see, that's 5 in target. So 26 touches and 26 touches and 26 touches in weeks 1 and 2. I think you're looking at that with a little incentive. Best believe, I think Saquon will most likely he's looking at 30 touches. And if the Giants do try to stuff the box or whatever, it just takes one time for Barkley to break that long run. Plus, he's getting 2, 5, 4, 4, and 2 targets every game. So he is definitely worth every penny. He's going to have plenty of opportunities to not only double that price tag, because obviously double 9,000 would be 18, but Saquon has the ability to get that 24, maybe even a 27 this week. Kyren Williams, he's probably the 1A to maybe Barkley's 1B. I know I love Barkley because of narrative, but when it comes to fantasy, Kyren has the best matchup against the worst rush defense. Kyren Williams, now, the thing with Kyren Williams, as you can see, his workload is just consistent. Now, here's the thing. As you see these ladies' numbers here, 22 carries, 19 carries, 24 carries. This was when Cooper Kupp was hurt. 18 and 12, Kupp was around, and I think Kupp got hurt in that Arizona game. So, if anything, I'm not saying he's still my number one, even if Kupp, because Kupp is working out this week. The 4 weeks for his IR stint is up. He will be working. It's just a case of does he get activated? Because if he's starting out workouts now, and let's say he doesn't make it, most likely Kupp comes back next week. But even with Kupp, like I said, it's a three-headed monster. Obviously, Puka won't be back for a while. But the three-headed monster is Puka, Kupp, Kyren. Okay? And depending on how that fantasy day goes, you might even be able to stack in Stafford because Kyren does catch screen passes. But even if Kupp is back, it will probably only take a few opportunities away from Kyren. Kyren Williams is still the workhorse, and until the team is perfectly healthy, still expect Kyren Williams to get a healthy dosage. What's the rule with Joe Mixon this year? As long as he's healthy, he's going to get you 25 plus points. He got hurt in the Chicago game, and as you can see here, as long as he's healthy and he's ready to go, he's 25 plus upside. And that's what he is pretty much right now. This is the most, because he got hurt, this is the most expensive he's been all season. He actually opened the season around like 8,000 or 8,300. So now he's back up to 84. Obviously, he hasn't been playing that much. Or other than that, if that's not the case, Joe Mixon is probably either right under the same or above Kyren Williams. The way Joe Mixon has played, he might be even, if he was healthy this whole time, he might be above Jordan Mason this week at like an 8,900 kind of price. But always an option there. Got to pay attention to Jonathan Taylor and whoever the Indiana running back is. That is still a little cloudy, but good match against Miami. But we're going to go to Bijan at home against Seattle. Everybody's happy that they finally got that game that everybody wanted. So I know everybody's happy there. Him and Tyler Algier ran roughshod. So definitely without a doubt is the highest scoring, is the highest total this week. So Bijan definitely going to be involved in that. The Washington game and Carolina game, that seems to be a big opportunity. Now, obviously, if Brian Robinson is not there, you definitely got to look all the way down to Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is at 6,600. And with his ability to catch the ball out the flat, Austin Eckler, he has done a few things. It's not like he's just been totally invisible. He has played a nice sub role. So, as you can see here, 11 touches week 2, 6 only week 1, but 11 week 2. Only had 5 touches week 3. But then it went back up to 8. And then obviously with Brian Robinson hurt, yes, it was a tough matchup, but he still got 14 touches. And he actually has this year, I mean, a solid 10 point fantasy point game per average because that's exactly what he's doing. His fantasy low is 8.2, fantasy high is 12.7 on limited opportunities. So raised opportunities a bit. I like Austin Eckler for some salary relief. He's not a budget like 6,000 or lower, but 6,600 is pretty fair for a guy who's good at catching the ball out the backfield. Now, if you're not gonna go with him, then the other running back that should see added is Jeremy Nichols. Jeremy Nichols will possibly play the Brian Robinson style, the way Brian Robinson plays. He definitely is a more carry back. Week 3, 8 carries, 7 carries. Doesn't really get many receptions out the backfield. But Jeremy Nichols will be the next one in line to be the Brian Robinson type first and second down back. So just 2 options right there for you to look at. Let's go down. We'll go now. Another bit of injury news. Now here's some value opening up. James Cook's toe issue is being looked at week to week. When you're looked at week to week, you're possibly not playing, and then it's a short week. You're not going to have that much time to recuperate or get as much treatment as you need. So what we're going to do here is take you to possibly the best piece of value here. Solid piece of value. Not the best because of the situation the team he's going against, but it's still an opportunity to get a running back who's going to get the bulk of the carries. Ray Davis, 5,400, and with Ray Davis in the game, what you have here is somebody who got 20 carries against this, 97 yards, can catch the ball, 3 for 3, 55 yards, 16.7 without a touchdown. So Ray Davis is definitely somebody that you should consider this week. Now, the matchup is not the best. I don't think people should be flocking to him. But for 5,400 and the opportunity that he's going to get, yes, I think he's definitely, because let's be real, after Ray Davis, the next running back is Josh Allen. So Ray Davis is definitely an option that you should be looking at. Now let's continue with the slate. I think about right here is where I start liking like the mid-level guys. 7,500 Kenneth Walker. It's a tough matchup against Atlanta, but as you can see with Kenneth Walker, what has Kenneth Walker done? His probably most impressive game was the 12 for 80 and then catching 4 targets for 36 yards against one of the tough run defense and ended up with a 31.6, 3 rushing touchdowns against Detroit. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Chuba Hubbard, as always, the workhorse. Until the rookie gets back, Chuba Hubbard is still looking good at 74. I think he's slightly underpriced. Should be maybe like 70. He's running like a 75, 76 to 77 max back the way he's been playing. Plus, he gets the catches out the backfield like Chuba Hubbard for 74. With Aaron Jones not looking like he might not play this week, with that possible, I think we are looking at. We're looking at Ty Chandler at 6,400. Detroit, not the best, obviously not the best, but it's not the best situation. But Ty Chandler is still an option. He is still an option to play. Now, big news amongst the Devontae Adams trade, amongst the Amari Cooper trade. Guess who went back to the Vikings today? Cam Akers. With Mixon back, and it was a crowded backfield with Mixon perfectly healthy. They had to go and get rid of him. So Akers is now in a even better spot. He's back on the Vikings for 5,000. They haven't updated it yet because the trade literally happened earlier today. So Cam Akers, obviously they got to update that schedule, but he's 5,000. So he's an option. Akers actually back 1 year later with the Vikings because obviously people looking for running back depth with their star hurt, things like that. So I really think you're looking at a solid opportunity for backfield touches and stuff like that. Like I said, Sam Darnold not ashamed to throw it and check it down and check down to the running back. So both running backs are options. So you got Ty Johnson I mean, Ty Chandler at 64, and then you got Cam Akers at the even 5,000. So a little bit of value. Like I said, I don't think it's nothing to run at, but if anything, right now, if anything is of value, I think the only value that I'm probably running to, I mean, not because it's the cheapest, but I mean, Akers is cheaper, but right now it'll be Ray Downs. As we scroll back up, we got now Tony Pollard. He just gets a boost in whatever projections, whatever you guys use as projections. He's getting a boost because Tajay Spears' injury is being looked at as week to week. So Tony Pollard is a $7,100 back, who's another one that should be priced like 75, 76, 77 with the workload he's gonna get. If Devon Achane could come off. If Devon Achane could come off his concussion, I like him against a bad Indianapolis defense. Miami's not playing well, but even with a backup and if Tua's not back and cleared, then $6,900 Devon Achane getting runs and catching out the backfield should be a nice low owned piece. Like I said, there's a lot of people that we could get here from 7 into the mid sixes. I already went over Austin Eckler. Chase Brown had some runs, came in. He looks to be getting more and more touches over Zach Moss. We already ran Ty Chandler. Obviously, we're talking Miami, so Raheem Mostert also in play in that case. If Devin Singletary is still, just the opportunity of Tyron Tracy is there, but I don't really like the matchup against Philly. And as we keep going down here, I really don't think there's anything else that I really like here. I mean, Trey Sermon, yes, I will still like him, I guess. And then Tyler Algier as a GPP play. But Trey Sermon hasn't really, besides scoring the one touchdown, he hasn't really done much in his 2 opportunities with Jonathan Taylor out. But yeah, like I said. Oh, there is one interesting situation. Yes, I can't believe I almost forgot. That Rams defense is horrible. So as long as Alexander Madison could at least get that, he's definitely a nice value at 61. Not value, because like I said, it's just a cheap running back. On FanDuel, we'll consider value like the value kind of free score once you're in the 5,000s. But the opportunity right here to go against a sad Los Angeles Rams defense, because the defense is absolutely horrible. I like Alexander Madison, but I only like Alexander Madison if Zamir White can't go next week. Like I said, gotta pay attention to the news. Some injuries are week to week. Zamir was ruled out last week, but he did put in limited practice, so he is pointing in the right direction. So that is the end of the video. My top plays are done. Thank you for tuning in. Please leave a like, subscribe, follow the video, share the video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you for tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy, signing off.